Hello everyone, we are students from the STGabriel Pre-University campus, assigned by our lecture teacher Ms. Vivi and presented by our team consisting of 5 members, Avriel, Sherly, Falicia, Gaby, and Chelsea. In this presentation, we will be talking about the microenvironment of Porter's 5 forces analysis first, and then the validity of Porter's 5 forces in the current environment, and finally applying Porter's 5 force analysis. But first, what is microenvironment? The microenvironment refers to the immediate environment surrounding the organization. It is the competitive environment affecting its operations in the chosen industry sector or sphere of business activity. An organization has virtually no control over its macroenvironment, but the microenvironment can exercise great power, especially if it's a significant player. The forces in the microenvironment consist of competitors, customers, suppliers, and strategic partners. In assessing the competitive environment, the organization must also consider what changes are likely in the future.
Porter's 5 forces analysis provides a simple framework to understand and assess the power of forces within the microenvironment of an organization. Porter models an industry as being made up of 5 competitive forces. The forces are industry rivalry, bargaining power of buyers, threat of substitutes, bargaining power of suppliers, threat of new entrants. But not all of the 5 forces will be equally important, and they will differ from industry to industry. We shall consider each of the forces in turn. The first one is the buyers or customers. Buyers or customers have a force in the microenvironment. They have a stronger position to exercise power when they purchase most of the products and services from the industry. They are also powerful when there are many similar products on the market, and they can switch easily between them. In the industries where standards are prevalent or products are commoditized, switching costs are low because there is less differentiation between products. Whereas, with specialist or niche products, the buyer has a lower chance to lock into a particular product. Second is the suppliers. As with buyers, to determine power supplier, concentration must be assessed. There are limited suppliers, so like buyers, suppliers must be identified and differences between their products assessed. Where suppliers are few and there are no substitute products, both are with petrol retailers, suppliers are in a strong position and can hijack prices. They can also exercise power by changing the terms and conditions associated with the sale so that it is less favorable to the customer. Once again, switching costs must be assessed to determine the power of suppliers. If their product or service is unique or specialized, it is less easy for buyers to switch and the supplier is in a strong position. The easier it is to switch and the lower the switching cost, the lower their power. Next are new entrants. New entrants are not part of the current microenvironment but are potential players who could enter the market in the future and exercise power. This might be companies from other industries or foreign firms. To assess the threat of new entrants, one must assess how easy it is for new entrants to get into this market. What are the barriers to entry? How high are entry costs, capital requirements, distribution network, advertising? Are there economies of scale, especially if there are large players that might be a deterrent for new entrants? Are there established strong brands in the industry? There are also intellectual property barriers in some industries, such as pharmaceutical sector. Established firms may have patents which prevent new entrants from profiting from the patented idea.
Substitute. This refers to the ability of customer to do things a different way. Perhaps use an innovative new product that eliminates the need of your product or adapt an improved business process. The threat of substitute usually comes from outside the industry, often with disruptive technologies. Substitute don't always eliminate the need of particular product that can impact sales volume. For example, coffee can be substituted with hot chocolate. Talk to your colleagues and marketing staff in your organization to gather their ideas on what substitute products might impact the sales of your products and services. Although Porter's 5 forces model has been one of the most influential methods for analyzing the microenvironment, some question whether it is relevant today. Let us look at these additional forces. Globalization. This is a significant impact for the most sectors, and we shall examine it in a separate section. However, at this point, it should be noted that globalization can provide competitive advantage in globalized production, globalized operation, and globalized marketing. Digitalization. The impact of information technology impact practically very microenvironment. For example, e-commerce is a channel that provides huge market reach as well as massive cost advantage. Furthermore, the use of digital technologies in marketing, communication, and collaboration provides opportunities for greater effectiveness and efficiency. Deregulation in many industry sectors has seen the reductions of government influence. This is a significant factor and has changed the dynamics of the microenvironment in industries such as the airline sector, communication, and energy and utilities. Strategic partnership, another significant force that cannot be ignored, is that of strategic partnership and collaboration between companies in the industry. Collaboration can be with complementary firms, governments, and even between competitors. Large players and rivals such as Microsoft and IBM cooperate in areas, examples Microsoft technologies on IBM servers, to gain higher overall returns for themselves. Another example from the consumer market is that of the partnership in the UK between the supermarket chain Waitrose with delivery company Ocado to gain market share. So, is Porter 5 forces still valid? What did you conclude? Porter 5 forces model remains a useful and valid framework. However, it must be applied noting its limitations. Organizations must consider the additional force of globalization, digitalization, deregulations, and strategic partnership in considering the microenvironment, as well as any other significant force that apply in their particular microenvironments. Now, how can we apply Porter's 5 forces? First, we have to identify the key factors under each of the forces. Using questions to guide you will help identify the key factors. So for buyers, which buyers or class of buyers purchase a large proportions of your product or service? Is your marketing offering relatively unique? Is it possible for your buyers to switch to another vendor product easily? What are the switching costs? For suppliers, who are the key suppliers in your market? Is your market dominated by a few key suppliers? Are there available substitutes for the products or service that you purchase from suppliers? And lastly, the new entrants. What barriers to entry are there for new entrants? So first, economic of scale. Second, capital investment. Third, patent protections. Fourth, strong brand loyalty by customers to established players. And last, logistic and supply chains.
Substitutes. How easy is it for customers to substitute your product? What substitutes may be over the horizon? For example, emerging technologies such as phones and laptops, products from outside your industry that may offer more values, new concepts, business process, business models, and customer switching costs to substitutes. Industry rivalry. Distinctness of your product with competitors. The more standardized or commodity-like, the less power you have. Fixed costs and impact on pricing. Barriers to exit. If large investment has been made to operate in the market, firms often carry on as long as they don't incur huge losses. Identifying competitors. Identifying competitors may look easy at the narrowest level, but considering potential competitors, the task is much harder. An organization with foresight will be assessing potential competitors not only from its industry, but from beyond. Example, Kodak, which was for several years the market leader in cameras and haven't been wiped out by Fuji, but by Sony and Canon, and other market of digital cameras. Kodak did not even consider Sony and Canon to be competitors until it was too late. Thank you for listening to the presentation. I hope you guys get something from Porter's 5 forces in the microenvironment. This is Group 3, signing out.